All right, the important question, will I do another marathon? Hey, what's up? It's been a while since I've posted a video involving running. Well, I did the Chicago Marathon. If you haven't seen it, please go back and watch that video. It was an amazing experience. I am extremely grateful that I got to do that race. I had a ton of people that donated money so I could go. I took some time to kind of think about how the race went and where do I want to go from here? Do I still want to do another marathon? Do I still want to continue to run? Do I want to change directions? That sort of thing. So as far as the race win itself, I did not achieve my goals. I had a goal of 4.5 hours, and I did not do that. I was way off of that. If I can do something like this, I just totally believe anybody can, because I really just was laser focused on making this happen. And I think that's kind of what it takes to do something like a marathon, even if it's not a big trip that's far away and out of town. And just to recap the race, is kind of one of my goals that I want to do today. As far as running goes, the first half of the marathon, I did really well. For my standards, I did the first half in 2 hours and 20 minutes. Or something close to that. I don't have it in front of me. I did the first half fairly well. I think my best and a half is 2:10. So maybe I started out a little hot. I was on pace for what I wanted to do. My goal was 4.5 hours. And if I couldn't get 4.5, I wanted to at least get under 5. Well, that didn't happen. About halfway through the race, my IT band syndrome that I've been battling pretty much since I ran my last marathon, my first one, really started to flare up, and it was intense pain, I'm not gonna lie. But so I kind of compared my first marathon experience to this one. My first time running a marathon, I trained with somebody. I actually ran the marathon with the person I trained with. So Will, I missed you, man. This one I pretty much did on my own. I even got to the point where I stopped listening to music. So I mean, some good things came out of this. I think I became mentally tougher training for this one. But when you run with somebody, you also have somebody to kind of push yourself against. Now the venue, my first marathon was a Rocket City Marathon in Huntsville, Alabama. It was awesome. It was a really cool venue. Only downside is it rained and it was like 40 degrees the whole time. So being wet and cold was not very fun, but it was very memorable, I'll tell you that. It was a great venue. It was much smaller. Now Chicago was amazing. It was probably the coolest place I've ever visited. I definitely took this trip more as a tourist than like as somebody going out to set a personal record. I did soak in all the sights and everything Chicago had to offer. The venue for Chicago was absolutely amazing, top notch, world-class event, as they say. Now my first marathon was right below 5 hours, and my second one in Chicago, I think I finished at 5:21, almost an hour off what I wanted. Now, like I said, my first half of the marathon, I was on pace to at least get under 5, and I didn't. I'm not really sore about it, but because, like I said, it was a dream race, and I got to do it, but it does leave me hungry to do another one. Leading up to my first marathon, pretty much felt invincible. Had no major injuries. I didn't even realize you could get hurt running. After my first one, when it was over, I could barely walk, and I couldn't run for probably a month and a half. Like, I could walk fine, but as soon as I would start running, I physically could not run. I've never experienced anything like that. So I also had plantar fasciitis. So in Chicago, leading up to Chicago, I had to battle PF, plantar fasciitis, and IT band syndrome. That was challenging. So that's something that definitely altered my training. Once I reached about the 10, 11 week mark of my training plan, I really had to change it and just kind of manage my pain level and see what I could do. So there was a lot of long runs that I did not do. But once I did that 20-mile run, I knew that I could do the 26. I felt good going into the race. I didn't have any major pains in my knees at the time, but about halfway through the race, it was hurting bad, and it became a mental or a physical battle at that point. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. All right, important question. Will I do another marathon? Yes, but I do not know when. I think this year, what I have planned for this racing season or this upcoming year, I'm going to kind of scale back a little bit. I'm going to do a half marathon in January, and then in April, I want to do a Spartan race. That is the big challenge that I've been wanting to do for a couple years now. I was going to do that this past year if I didn't get accepted to Chicago. So that's kind of what I have on my radar right now. Do a lot of cross training, work on just a different type of fitness, and I just think it'd be really fun. I've done obstacle races in the past, and they are a blast to do. They really challenge you physically and just different types of ways. Maybe over the summer, the Peachtree Road Race in Atlanta, and then I will definitely do the Labor Day Road Race in Macon again. That's always a great event to do. I do want to continue to document a lot of these races. It's just really fun to do. I've just enjoyed doing this and filming the races, and I enjoy watching people like Kofuzi on YouTube, and I learn from it, and it's inspiring. So maybe me making these videos can help inspire somebody else. So that's ultimately what I want to continue to do. I want to better myself and also maybe better somebody else. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it if you subscribed and kept up with my journey this year. It's been a great year. Although I didn't get the time that I wanted, I love the experience. I love the process of accomplishing a goal and setting a goal and then actually achieving it. So it's been great. Thank you. Hit the subscribe button. Go back and watch the Chicago Marathon if you haven't seen it yet. And thanks again. I'll see you on the next one.